What we want to get today from the Joseph story is the author's intended meaning. We have to look at a lot of scripture to do that, because the story of Joseph covers from chapter 37 through chapter 50. That's a lot of coverage, isn't it? But listen, if you stop anywhere short of that in the story, you don't have a big enough picture to say, what is the writer trying to tell me? When we are finished with it, hopefully we will have arrived at its meaning. In meaning is where you find significance to a passage. It's where you find what's really important. So today we're going to begin at chapter 37 and we're going to finish at chapter 50, which means I've got to move fast. And what we're going to try to arrive at is its meaning. Now, we've talked a lot at SouthPoint about the Old Testament and how you're supposed to use it. We live on this side of redemptive history. We live sort of on the other side of Calvary, on the writing of the New Testament. And so when we look back at the Old Testament, we have the benefit of looking back at the Old Testament through the lens of the New. You never look back at the Old Testament now in history and ignore the revelation of the New Testament, which sheds light on the Old. And here's what we know from the New Testament, that God's redemptive history centers on Jesus, his son. Are y'all with me? But the story of Jesus didn't start in the New Testament, it began in the Old. Everybody following me? And here's what Jesus says in the New about the Old. He says the Old is a revelation of himself. So that I read it now, trusting Jesus when I read the Old, suggesting that the Old is a revelation of Jesus Christ. Does that make sense? Now, some people will say that's unfair because, you know, when Israel read it, they didn't think of Jesus. Well, that's because they didn't have the benefit of Jesus telling them it's about me. But I trust Jesus when he says the Old is about him, and so I read it in light of that. Are y'all with me? Now, here is how I'm going to look at it, just so that you'll know where I'm coming from. The book of Hebrews suggests that the Old Testament, everybody follow me, is a shadow of what would eventually become the substance in Jesus Christ.